and thank you for watching my yoga video. Now, if you can hear me talking to myself on the session, it's because these were previously live sessions that I'd done with a bunch of clients. So I actually was talking to someone, but I'm not as crazy as I sound. You may also hear bin men or aeroplanes. I do apologise because they just decide to come around exactly when I need to do that Zoom session. But for now, they are a really good start for a nice little strengthen and stretch type session. As of anything, if you've got any injuries, illnesses or anything, please get yourself checked out before partaking in any physical activity. And if there's anything that you're particularly sore or you've got something going on, only go as far as you can. It's your flexibility, and however far, if you know that you've got some kind of problems, you don't have to go into the exact poses I do. Equally, you may also be a bit more flexible than me, so please err on the side of caution when doing anything in particular. Hope you enjoy, and hopefully you watch a few more. So when you're ready, nice and light, we will have a little stretch out to begin with. So twisting and turning, any tension in your back or your spine that you want to hold, feel free to hold. Have that pause. When you're ready, you're just going to shrug your shoulders backwards. So nice big circles with your shoulders. Perfect. And then forwards as well. So still rolling them all out. Good. We're just going to gently come up onto your toes and then down, slouch towards the floor. Have that little pause if you need to. And then just back up again. Hold whatever part of this that you need to hold. You can take your time with it. Wake up a little bit at the back of the legs and the hips. And one last one. So all the way up, all the way down. And then you're going to just change that into a squat. So you're still going to come out, you're going to point your toes to about 45 degrees. And just squat down as low as you can, pushing your knees out nice and wide. And you just start getting inner thighs, a little bit more of those legs as well. Good, one last one. Perfect. And gently relax there. We will get started, same as usual, with our sun salutations to get you that little bit extra warm. So when you're ready, facing inwards, hands are either going to go by your side, but if you can go above your head. Take a breath in, go down into your fold. Inhale, look forward, put your hands on the floor. Exhale, step back into your plank position. And then when you're ready, nice and gently, lower yourself down towards the ground. As you take a breath in, lift your chest into your cobra. And as you exhale, lift your hips into your downward dog. Same as usual, we're going to pause here. So have a nice stretch out. Try and get the heels to drop as far as they'll go. And just relax the head and the neck. Good. On your next breath, we're going to come out of this. We're going into that crouch down position. Inhale, take a step forward. Exhale, lift into your fold. And as you inhale again, stand up nice and tall, finishing how you started. And relax it there. Perfect. Part B, we've got that slightly longer version. We are going to add your three-legged dog in again today, so you're going to kick your leg up, but we will talk you through it. So this one's starting into that chair position, so it's a nice crouch down, squeeze the legs, arms up above the head if you can manage it. As you take a breath in, go down into your fold. Inhale, look forward, put your hands on the floor. Exhale, step back into that plank position. And then when you're ready, nice and gently lower yourself down towards the ground. As you take a breath in, lift your chest into your cobra. And as you exhale, lift your hips into your downward dog. And then when you're ready, you're going to take your right leg, you're going to lift up into your three-legged dog, as straight as it will go. Have a brief little pause. And then on your next breath, you're going to step that right foot forward, tuck your left foot in, and we're going to stand up nice and tall into your warrior pose. Good. When you're ready, you're going to find the floor with your hands again. Step your right foot back so you're into your plank. And again, nice and gently lower yourself down towards the ground. As you take a breath in, lift your chest into your cobra. And as you exhale, lifting your hips into your downward dog. Same again, but we're going to take our left foot this time, lifting it up into your three-legged dog. Squeeze the muscles, squeeze it where you can feel. And then on your next breath, you're going to step that left foot forward, tuck your right foot in, and we stand up nice and tall again, all the way up. Good. One last time, find the floor with your hands. Step your left foot back so you're into that plank position. And then nice and gently lower yourself down towards the ground. When you reach the ground, lift your chest into your cobra. And as you exhale, lifting your hips into your downward dog. And again, we're going to pause here, so keep it comfortable. Hips up as high as they'll go. Just hold it there. Good. On your next breath, we're going to come out of that by going down into your crouch position first. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, lift up into your fold. And as you inhale again, finishing how you started in that chair position. And gently relax there. Nice one. Have a breather, shake it off if you need to. We are going to do a couple of your balances first. So working the legs, and then we'll get into like your yoga part. So we're going to start off with your aeroplane, and today we're only going to do it once on each side, but we're going to just hold for as long as you can. So we will start off by balancing on your right leg. So your left leg is going to come in to the centre of your body. When you're here, try and root the foot into the floor and find your balance. And then when you're ready, you're going to release the leg, drop the chest and kick your left leg back. And try and get yourself into the straightest line you can from your head to your toes. Hands can go either on your hips, or if you want to challenge all the way out, of course, you can come out to the side for a bit of balance as well. But get yourself into position. We're going to hold, try and feel that right leg working. Good. When you're ready, bring your chest back up and bring your knee all the way through, back to the centre of your body where you started. And release the leg. Exactly the same on the left hand side, so left foot's going to do the work, right foot's going to come in, and same again, use this time to try and find the balance, spread your weight across your toes, and then when you are ready, release the leg, kick it back, and you're going to drop your chest, try and get into that straight line again, and hold as best you can. Good. On your next breath, bring yourself back up, knee back all the way through, and relax that leg. Perfect. That's the glutes and the hamstrings all warmed up. We're now going to go for the front of your thighs. So we'll start again on your right foot with your left foot or left knee up into your body. Try and find your balance again in this position. And then when you're ready, this time you're going to let go of your leg and we're going to point your toes out in front of you. Squeezing onto that quad muscle at the top. Same again, you're trying to get that right angle as high as you can. Just hold as best as you can. You will feel like your leg starts dropping. Try and fight it and resist. Falling over as well. Good. When you're ready, bend that knee, bring it back into your chest. And release that leg. Same again, left leg's doing the work, right leg's going to come in. Starting in that position, just holding onto your shin and try and find how you can spread your weight onto your right leg or your left leg. When you're ready, let go of the leg, point the toes out, and try and hold your leg at an angle about 90 degrees as best you can. Good. Knee back into the centre of your body and relax that leg. And the balance is not wanting to balance this morning, so I hope you did a little bit better than me. That is your balance and probably the hard part over. We're going to do a few of your yoga poses and then we'll get into the nice stretchy part. So we're going to do triangle, reverse triangle today. So starting with your legs about shoulder width apart, maybe slightly further if you're more comfortable. You're going to pop your right foot outwards, left foot can tuck in. You want to keep those legs nice and solid throughout. When you're ready, arms are coming out to the side and you're going to take a breath in and tip down to your right hand side until you find your leg. Go down your leg as far as you comfortably can. And then when you're happy with that stretch, you're going to turn, twist and look at your left hand up in the sky. So it should have a nice bit of a stretch, kind of all the way from those obliques, all the way down to your legs. Just hold it there. Good. Relax there, bring it back up to standing. And we're going to go the opposite direction. So your left foot will point out, your right foot will tuck in, but you're still keeping those hips nice and strong. Hands out to the side. And then when you're ready, take a breath in and tip down to that left hand side this time. Go down the leg as far as you comfortably can. And then you're going to turn and twist and look at your right hand up in the sky. Keeping those legs nice and strong throughout. Gently relax, come back up to standing. And we're going to reverse that triangle. So you're going to point your right foot outwards, left foot's going to tuck in, and you're going to turn your hips to face that right leg this time. Same again, how the legs start is how you want them to stay the whole time. Arms out to the side, and it's the back of the left arm going to the outside of that right leg. Go down that leg again as far as you comfortably can. And then you're going to put your right hand up in the sky, turn and twist, aiming to try and look at it. Have a real good rotation all the way through your back. Then feel the legs trying to balance. Gently relax there, bring yourself back up to standing. Same on the opposite side, so left foot's going to point out, right foot's going to tuck in. You're going to turn your hips to face that left leg. When you're ready, arms are coming out to the side, and it's the back of the right hand this time that's going to the outside of that left leg. Go down the leg as far as you comfortably can. And then when you're ready, you're going to turn and twist, lifting up that left arm, and looking up to it in the air. Good. And gently relax there. Bring yourself back up to standing. Perfect. We're going to go nice and wide next for your goddess pose. So wide legs with your toes pointing out about 45 degrees. We're going to do this 3 times through, so it's a little bit of a hold into a little bit of a squat. So as you take a nice big deep breath in, you're going to sit down into the squat as deep as you comfortably can. When you're happy in that position, arms are coming out nice and wide. We're just going to pause here, and we're going to make it a little bit longer each time. So you can ease it off there, bring yourself back up to standing, have a little rest. We're going to go exactly the same again, so it's a nice big deep breath in, sit down into that squat, you might get a little bit deeper, and then arms out to the side. Feel the muscles that are working. Just hold it there. Good. And gently relax, bring yourself back up to standing. One last time is going to be your longest time. So nice big deep breath in. Sit down into that squat as far as you can. And then arms out to the side. Hold and squeeze what you can feel working. Good. And gently relax. Bring yourself back up. Nice. We are going to slowly start to ease it off now. So if you have got a mat, you're going to stand facing inwards. If not, wherever you've got the space. Now we're going to do a few squats to hamstring stretches. So it's however you're comfortable with it. Some of you may be able to sit right deep into that squat. When you take a breath in, you're going to squat down into the most comfortable position that you can go. I like to put my hands onto my knees. Some of you may be able to get really with your bum almost on the floor. Then as you take a breath out, you're just going to lift the hips, bring the chest down and bring the hands down into a hamstring stretch. And we're just going to flip between the two of these moves, just to wake up the back of the legs, start to stretch them out. So as you breathe in, you're going to just drop back into that squat. So moving the hips, sitting into the squat. And on your next exhale, you're going to lift the hips back into that hamstring stretch. Good. Inhale, drop into your squat. Working the legs. And exhale, lift up into your hamstring stretch. And one last time. Inhale, drop into your squat. Work the legs one more time. You may get a little bit deeper. You might be happy wherever you are. And exhale. You're going to go into your hamstring stretch, into a bit of a ragdoll. And I want you here to relax your neck, relax your shoulders, and let your upper body just hang forward. Hands on the floor if you are there, if you're a little bit higher up, and just keep them wherever it's comfortable. And just work the back of the legs. On your next breath, if you'd like to go deeper with the stretch, you can either bring your arms closer to the floor, or if you're already on the floor, you're going to put your hands in between your legs and just deepen that stretch down the back of the legs, down the hamstrings. And hold it there. And from this position, you're going to pop your hands forward in front of you, or go onto the floor if you can. And you're going to slowly walk your hands out until you're into a downward dog. So take your time to get yourself into a bit of a downward dog position. We'll just have a little pause here. You can try and get your heels down. And just hold it there. Good. On your next breath, you're going to walk your hands out again until you're now into a plank. You can shift your hips down a little bit. And we're just going to stretch out the calf. So when you're ready, if you'd like to deepen the stretch that you've got at the minute, just going to lift one leg up. You can hook it over the other one. Just stretch out that lower part of your body. If you're struggling with your core, you can always come down to your knees and then get into it. And then on your next breath, switch over legs. So the other foot's going to go down, aiming to try and push your heel towards the floor. And then you can lift up that other leg, hook it over if it helps. Good. Both feet back on the floor, and you're just going to try and get your heels down as close to the floor as you can, where you get a nice quad calf stretch. And then gently relax there, bring your knees down, so you're into your tabletop position. Have a breathe up, and then we're going to get into your pigeon pose. So you are going to lift up and pop your right leg in between your hands. Play around with that foot positioning, so bring it out nice and wide if you can. Then get your hips aligned over that leg. Relax your left leg or your back leg, and you can sit into the stretch. So if you're happy where you are, stay where you are. If you want to go nice and deep, you bring in your head and your hands all the way down. And if you're struggling with this one, all you're going to do is you're going to just sit in a bit of a 90-degree position instead of having your hips over the top. So find the pigeon pose that works for you. Have a nice stretch out of your glutes, your hamstrings, and just hold it there. Try and relax, nice big deep breaths. Good. And relax it there. Bring your chest back up. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift up on your left leg, pop your right leg back, and then shuffle your left leg forward. Exactly the same again. Play around with that foot position. Just try and go nice and wide. Drop your right leg so you're nice and relaxed, and just sit into that stretch. Same again, if this one hurts, you can just pop yourself into a 90-degree where you're just sitting down. But if you're happy, you're going to go again. Drop your head, drop your chest if you can. Just stretch into that pigeon pose, whatever's comfortable. Good. And gently relax there. Bring your chest back up. Take your time, and you're going to pop your left leg back. Get yourself into your tabletop position. So gently get yourself out. You're next going to take your right leg You're going to bend it and bring it forward until you've got a 90-degree angle of your right leg. You're going to keep your chest up and we're just going to gently just rock to begin with. So ease it into a stretch where you're going to go forward until you can feel it all the way up that left hand side. So we'll start with a few gentle rocks in your own time. Start to work the front of your left hip flexor. Then as you next go forward, you're going to go as far forward as you can and just hold that stretch. So arms can either sit onto your knee or you can bring them all the way down to the floor to deepen that stretch. So whatever feels good for you, just going to work that hip flexor stretch. Bit of a challenge now, so if you'd like to give it a go, you can. You're going to ease off, but you're going to lift up that back leg into a bit of a quad stretch. If you can't do this and you can't grab your sock or your trouser leg or anything like that, you're just going to deepen that stretch to a little bit further. So the challenge is there if you'd like it, just by bringing that left leg in towards your body. Completely up to you. Have a brief pause. Good. Relax there, so you can drop that leg if you've got it. We're going to shift the weight backwards now, and you're just going to pull your toes up onto that right hand side. Now, some of you might be more comfortable sitting all the way down and going into a hamstring stretch. Some of you might be a bit more happier keeping your body upright. But point your toes, drop your hips slightly to get a nice bit of a hamstring down that right hand side. And again, find the stretch that you're happy with. And we're going to hold it there. And relax. It's time to switch over. So from this position, meaning knee bent, you're going to pop your right leg back, bring your left leg forward, and exactly the same again. To begin with, you're just going to gently rock your hips forward and start warming up the front of the right hip flexor this time. So play around with your foot position if you need to go a little bit wider, if you need to go a little bit further. Just have a few gentle rocks into that position and back it off. On your next one, you're going to go all the way forward as far as you can onto that left leg. Same again with your hands, pop them down wherever it's comfortable for you. You're going to really try and stretch out your right hand side this time. So left leg forward, right hand should feel the stretch. Good. Exactly the same again. If you'd like to challenge yourself, so you can either go further forward into that stretch, or you can try and lift that back leg up off the floor. You can't grab your toes, but you can grab your sock or your trouser leg, whatever you can. So you're just going to now feel it down the front of that right quad. But again, if you can't do it at all, you don't want to do it, Just deepen that hip flexor stretch by leaning a little bit further into it. Good. And gently relax. Release that leg if you have got it. We're going to shift the weight backwards now into that hamstring stretch. So first things first, you're going to bring your left toes up and pointed. And if that's enough of a stretch for you, then you can stay there. Again, some of you might be more comfortable sitting down onto your ankle and holding that stretch. So find what you're happy with. Keep your toes pointed throughout anyway. Just hold it there. And gently relax there. You can ease off that stretch. We're going to go down to sat down next. So take your time, get yourself seated down. And we're going to start with both legs about 90 degrees. So you're going to go one leg forward. I've got my left leg forward, right leg back and bent. And you're going to start in that 90-degree position. We're just going to move the hips next. So there's a little bit of moving parts. You can do this in your own time, at your own speed as well. So all you're going to do is you're going to lift yourself up so your hips are nice and straight. And then you're going to go back down. We're going to try and change the direction so that you've got your right leg forward and your left leg back. And then same again, if you can, lifting your hips in the other direction. I appreciate I've done this completely so you can't see it. So there's a lot of moving. So it's lifting the hips into that 90 degrees. Use support if you need to. Drop your hips down and then you're twisting your hips, turning your knees, and then jumping up again. So you might end up all the way over in that room wherever you are, or you might be able to keep it nice and contained into a position. So you want that tall part, use support to get up if you need to, and then you just want to shuffle the hips and the knees. Extend. So take your time, find a movement that works for you. But it's that twist on the floor that we want to just get those hips moving a little bit. And it should hopefully be comfortable, so nothing too strenuous. It's just a lift up. You might need a little bit of support with. Go for two more. So wherever you are, wherever you're up, two more lifts. So from your right to your left, and your left to your right. Then drop it back down. Bring yourself back down to seated. Less of that movement now. We're going to bring your feet in together into a groin stretch. So take your time. Bring your feet together as close as they'll come into the centre of your body. And just let the knees relax and drop down to wherever they comfortably will sit. Hold on to your toes, hold on to your ankles, whatever keeps your chest upright. And just nice big deep breaths into the stretch. On your next breath, if you would like to deepen the stretch, you can pop your elbows onto your knees, hold onto your shins so you can control the pressure, and then just put a little bit of pressure through the elbows onto the knees, driving your legs a little bit closer towards the floor. Same as usual though, keep it nice and comfortable, don't go too far with it, and just hold it there. And gently relax there. We're going to lay down next. So take your time to get yourself laying down on your back. Start with your knees bent. You're going to relax into the next few stretches. So with your knees bent, we're going to stretch out your glutes and your hips. So you're going to cross your left leg at the top of your right knee. And if that's enough of a stretch for you as it is, then you can stay there. You can push your left leg away from your body. If you want to deepen that stretch, you're going to lift your right leg, grip on behind the right thigh, and you're going to pull your leg closer towards your body while pushing your left knee away from it. So you should feel that all the way from the hamstrings, all the way around the glutes and hips. So find what you can happily tolerate. Just hold there. Nice big deep breaths into it as you go. And just relax. Ooh. Good. Relax that right leg, bring it back down to the floor. You can unhook your left leg, pop that down a bit, and we're going to do the opposite side. So right leg's going to cross over roughly about at that kneecap again. Same again, if you're happy in that kind of stretch and stay there. If you want to deepen it, you're going to lift your left leg, grip round and grab the back of your left thigh. And you're going to bring your leg closer towards your chest while pushing your right knee away from your body. So same again, find what you can tolerate, find what feels comfortable, and just hold it there. Good. Gently relax there again, bring that leg back down, unhook your right. We're going to move on to your hamstrings. So you're going to lift up both legs and bring them up into the sky, as straight as they'll go. You can grip onto behind your thighs if you'd like to. And same as usual, the more you pull your thighs into your chest, the deeper you get a stretch. But you can also try and just straighten your legs here. So both legs straight will get you a nice stretch on the hamstrings, as well as bring them closer towards your chest. So play around, find which one you're happy to hold, and just hold it there. From here, you're going to bend your legs, bring your knees into a bit of a ball. You can hold onto your shins at this point. Just let the blood flow back to your feet. And then when you're happy, you're going to take your arms through in between your legs and you're going to grip on to either your toes, your feet, your ankles, whatever you can, and go into a bit of a happy baby. So your legs will naturally drop to each side. So let them go wherever they want to. Gripping onto your toes or your feet, and you can play around again with either keeping your feet up in the air like a literally happy baby, or you can bend them, keep them nice and comfortable. Whatever feels all right for you. I'm just going to hold and pause. Ooh. Good. Gently relax there. You're going to let go of your toes, bring your feet back down towards the floor. And here we're going to still focus on the groin. So you're going to bring your feet together. The soles of your feet want to be touching. And you're going to let your knees drop from either side. So wherever your legs will naturally just go, just let them hang and hold there. And you're going to keep nice and still. You can deepen it a little bit by bringing your arms up above your head. And just nice big deep breaths in and let your body relax. You might find your legs move a little bit more. You might be happy and comfortable wherever you stay. Just try and relax into the stretch and keep your soles of your feet together. Good. And relax there. Take your time. You can bring your knees back together. And in your own time, get yourself back up to sitting. Nice and easy. Nice one, guys. Stay down if you need to. Ease it off nice and gently. But that is us done for another Friday.